morning there. You're watching QTV This Morning, and I am Jenna Bosonko, and I'm here with my amazing co-host who's getting his red, white, blue, white, green ready, and our amazing newspaper review guest, Mr. Ade Drame. Mr. Ade, why are you not in your jersey? Is it because you lost hope?
No, I wasn't meant to be on this morning.
Okay. Okay.
I was called at the last moment, but
Okay.
I'm hoping to be later on GRTS, and
Okay.
I will be decked out. That one, it's expected, but I wasn't meant to be here this morning.
Okay, so
I was persuaded by your amazing co-host
to be here with us,
to come
and we always
Absolutely.
enjoy your
Absolutely.
company.
and
Yes.
sit here.
Ibrahim, it seems you're really, really confident about today.
Well, I mean,
Are you as confident as you
hopeful
were?
than ever before. I mean, it's like today is the day. It's like the Gambia and Senegal game for me.
All over again.
I am very hopeful, and I believe it will be a positive result. I've never been hopeful like this before when it comes to this tournament.
Okay.
But I believe.
What has given you this hope?
Exactly.
Might I ask?
Well, I think Gambia would be able to beat Cameroon today.
Okay.
The Cameroon team is not very good from their performance, their previous performance that I've seen.
And the Gambian team is
Exactly. I mean,
Really?
the Gambia team,
Really?
the Gambia team is better.
You think,
understand?
even
Yeah.
though
Yeah.
Cameroon has a point,
I love
and we
I
do not
love-
have.
I
You
love
see,
the confidence of Gambian fans.
Yeah.
sometimes you can play games,
Okay.
and get points
Yes.
while you did not play the game.
Yeah.
You understand?
but
your
in this
opponent played the
instance-
game. So I don't know. For some reason, I have this feeling
That it's gonna happen.
There is light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Better days will come.
Inshallah.
If we lose our game today, this means we are going. we are coming back home.
Well, even
you
if
know.
we draw, we're coming home.
Yes.
So
Because we only
we
have
are
1
not
point.
coming back home now.
We want to stay.
We want to
Gambia-
Anyway, for me,
Gambia must stay.
because during the qualifiers, we were able to bounce back at the dying moment. Because we were able to do that, for some reason, I kind of also feel a little bit confident. At least the boys know what is at stake right now,
I think that's the hope we have to have, and I think Ibrahim Balde has kind of touched on it. The Cameroon team, yes, they've been African champions 5 times,
Yeah.
but I don't think they've impressed anybody
Okay.
in this competition,
Right.
really. So it might be they're just going through a transition where their team isn't particularly good, and other teams are going through a transition where they are. I mean, Gambia, for all that we're saying that, they might go out and so on, this is, beg your pardon, the second consecutive qualification for Afcon.
Exactly. We need
Something
to
that had never
take a look at
happened.
the
We hadn't
positive
even
aspect.
qualified once before the last one. So it is progress, even if we don't get it. I think our hopes were raised to possibly ridiculous heights because we got to the quarterfinals the last time. And we've assumed that we must do equal or better than that. But, when I said to people, this is a tough group to get out of, people were like, yeah, don't worry. And I remember, and I'm even tempted to name some of my colleagues, but I won't, when I said, we've drawn Senegal, you've drawn 2 teams that have won the competition, Senegal and Cameroon. That's straight away makes it difficult.
Yeah.
Well, it's between Guinea and Senegal again. I mean, a very tricky and funny match. Many people are talking about a lot when it comes to Guinea and Senegal's football. And I've also seen that push and pull between the Senegalese journalist and the Guinean journalist. It was on social media.
That's
when
journalists.
when a question was raised, why did the Guinean player said this against Gambia?
Ajibu Kamara.
Yeah, so it was.
He said Gambia was a really bad team.
I don't know. It's brouhaha.
There was a
No,
brouhaha.
don't worry, yo.
Yes, but that's between journalists.
Yeah.
I mean, for the players, Aliou Cisse knows that his team have qualified. Nobody can overtake them for first
Right.
position, unless they've already got 6 points. So,
Right.
unless Guinea beat them heavily, and then Guinea will be on 6 points, similarly. But he can rest players. He's got a very good squad, and he might want to give an opportunity to those players too. That's why you have a squad of 25
Exactly.
or
To
27.
utilize all the.
So you can utilize all of them, and in case somebody is injured or drops out, the person who replaces that person has to be of equal quality. And so I think because of that, he will rest a lot of players and he gave a chance. Having said that, I thought yesterday that Cape Verde were going to do the same. I thought they did rest quite a lot of players. They rested Bebe, of course, who's been their star player. But, you know, people like Gary Rodriguez started, Ryan Mendes started, Gilson started, so I was surprised because they'd already qualified and nobody was going to take first place. So I was surprised that they put out such a strong team. But I guess they wanted to show that they also have
consistency there and all of that.
Consistency and strength in depth as well.
Right.
But Senegal, Guinea, it's an interesting one because, you know, Guinea, of course, want to show that the result against Gambia was not a fluke, and that they're good enough to beat the defending champions.
Yeah, so let's see what will happen. I mean,
should be interesting.
Very interesting games between Senegal and Guinea, Gambia and Cameroon.
Yeah.
You know.
So let's jump on to current affairs. Aside from the Afcon, we saw that the legal year took place, which was presided over by the Vice President of the Gambia, Mohamed B.S. Jallow, while the President of the Gambia was away in Congo, attending the inauguration ceremony of President Bokai. So
President Tshisekedi.
Oh, Tshisekedi. Why is my mind at Liberia? Why am I thinking of Liberia? But I don't know how George Weah is faring anyway, because it was a challenging one.
It shouldn't be a challenging one because I think we have to have African presidents getting used to not being there forever.
Right.
So he had one term and he lost when he went for re-election. He accepts it and he moves on. This is somebody who had a career before politics. Politics is not the be-all and end-all.
Exactly.
And he will have a career
footballer turned politician. So what's your the legal year? That was the question. That was the main question.
I mean,
what's your take on, you know, we saw that 81 Gambians were called.
Called to the bar.
81 students were called to the bar. Obviously, all of them.
44 of whom were Gambians.
Yes, 44 were Gambians, but 81 in total.
They had people. I was quite amazed. They had people from as far away as Italy come to take the bar exams here in the Gambia, Tanzania, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. So quite a lot. And I was told that it's because the courses are much cheaper here than in many of those other countries. But you mentioned the legal year. One of the things that was said by, I think by the Attorney General, was about the backlog of cases in the courts. And he was asking, pleading, begging for greater resources so that these could be, you know, because it's no use turning out 80, 90, 100 lawyers a year and then cases are being stuck in the court system because they can't be processed fast enough. I mean, it takes. I mean, since I've been in here, a friend of mine has been involved in a court case that is still unresolved, and I've been here coming up for 5 years now, and that's ridiculous. That's just one case. There are probably several like that, and there are probably some that are even longer in the courts. So that was one of the pleas that was made, you know, for more resources. In terms of staff, the training, physical buildings.
Yes, she talked about, you know, Nene MC Cham, who's now the president of the Gambia Bar Association, you know, talked about infrastructure. The lawyers are graduating, but they do not have the physical infrastructure to accommodate them to ensure that, you know, judicial proceedings happen in a very speedy manner. But obviously, it's not all of them that will practice. You know, some are called to the bar but end up being activists, company lawyers.
Well, they would be for company lawyers.
Exactly, most of them.
But I still have this beef about the fact that we turn out so many lawyers and so few engineers and architects.
Yeah,
in a country that we need more architects and engineers than we need lawyers. With all due respect to lawyers.
Yes,
really.
but it's a lot.
Really.
Considering that the physical structure does not even exist. But Ibrahima, I know you have a point to make, but I'm just informed that we'll go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue on current affairs. Don't go anywhere.
We'll be back.
Kiusel moy suñu boss. Kiusel moy suñu boss. Kiusel moy suñu boss. Soro. Go. Ebe dawa full network suda tili. QCell. Ni lafta diamla wati jamala mune diata. QCell. Most reliable network dumala geta wati. QCell. Wo quality man nyon soda jam pona manke QCell. Hanibe wulo ni farole kono walante be bakono jala fayola network o se taria. QCell. Sunyu boss. Nyo finjeka indi 3G ñu delu taxi 4G plus and now we bring you 5G. 5G. First and only 5G provider. Itella follow adi doron nesa keno. Gambia bela nyon tawo fele QCell. Ko fasunta buka busi kiusel. Itella molti milka kukutol nati Gambia kiusel meta lori la kilianol yele imanyina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be kenoma. Kiusel sunibus 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 connection be bambandi kiusel sunibus kiusel most innovative kiusel sunibus.
From that short break, if you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and we already started discussions in relation to current affairs, and we already talked about the legal year. Ibrahim, I see the murder case of Fatoumata Kagbo here.
Yes. So now, I mean, I think it's even easier with the Point newspaper app. We don't need to complain anymore. They have their app where you can access their stories.
Sure.
But obviously we want diversity.
Yeah, so
more than just the Point newspaper.
Yes. Exactly, but most of these stories too, we can get it from them.
Yes.
You know, angry Gambians to protest over fatal stabbing. I mean, of the young lady.
What are they protesting about?
So that's
the question.
That's the
so
question.
for me, I think they should protest after
This was
the investigation, the
Foreign
Exchange Bureau.
Yeah,
So I think for me, they should wait till the investigation is out, because so far the police are trying to establish if Fatoumata Kagbo and the alleged murderer knew each other. So they're trying to establish that, first of all, just to know if something happened in the background.
Or whether it was a robbery
Exactly.
gone wrong.
Like they're trying to know. But Mr. Adi, for me personally, I just feel like this is a wake-up call.
Kagbo, I presume she's Sierra Leonean, is she?
See, yeah, when I saw
So
the
Sierra Leonean.
surname, I felt like that.
Sierra Leonean.
Yeah, Sierra Leonean Gambian kind of thing. But Mr. Adi, don't you think this is a wake-up call in a way that foreign exchange bureaus now are supposed to have some form of security? Because whatever the case, it's monetary transactions happening. And I've never been to any exchange bureau in the Gambia where I see a physical security guard.
They
I've
all
never
should,
seen it.
by the nature of what they do. If you imagine that by the end of this 2024, people would have sent to the Gambia probably $600 or $700 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money coming in and being transacted. In the UK, all foreign exchange bureaus, even if they don't have a physical security guard, they have CCTV. All of them. It's by law. They have to have it. And in fact, I first became aware of this when I had my first ever mobile phone. And I was so unused to having it that I went there to send some money to Sierra Leone. I walked away and I left my mobile phone there.
Right.
So when I got home, I thought, oh, well. So I phoned, and then I phoned a friend, and he said, oh, don't worry, these places, they all have CCTV. So whoever picks it up will be shown on the camera.
Right.
So I called the place, and I said, I left my phone there, and they said, we didn't find any phone. I said, okay, I'll come and we can watch the CCTV together, can't we? So I then phoned my own number, and some woman with a very heavy Irish accent answered my phone. So I said, who am I speaking to? She said, well, you called me. I said, yes, but I've called my own number, and you picked it up. And she said, no, this is my number. I said, madam, I'm not even going to argue with you. I said, I know where I left my phone. I'm just going to go back there.
Yeah.
When I get there, my phone is not there, there'll be consequences.
Yeah.
And guess what? I got there, and my phone had turned up miraculously. And these people, they thought they were clever. They were trying to say, oh, but you couldn't have called. I said, okay, open the phone, and you'll see the time of my phone. I said, because I recorded when I phoned my own number, and somebody answered it. I said, there it is. So obviously, they had contacted her, and she had returned the phone.
Okay.
So
she wasn't the staff of that bureau.
She wasn't the staff, but one of the staff had sold it to her.
Oh,
yes.
So fast.
I reported it to the police. Yes.
Well, that was so fast.
I reported it
well,
to the
you
police.
see, the issue of security at the bureaus, I think this needs to be looked into. I mean, we have bureaus all over the country. At some point, at very isolated areas. My little brother used to work for one bureau in Busumbala.
Right.
You know, when I looked at the situation, I told him, please, you have to leave this job.
Yes.
Because people can attack you here one day.
Exactly.
So the week he left, they break into that bureau.
Look at
You
that.
understand? So it's sometimes, I think when they look at the finances, how much they're going to pay a security,
Sure.
it will prevent them from hiring a security. Well, I think it's key.
It's
It's
you know,
key. It's
It's
very
just
significant.
unacceptable.
It's like people who don't insure their car, and then when their car gets damaged or destroyed, they then say, "Oh, you know, if no pay,
You
pay
have to pay.
that thing, and then you have peace of
Yeah.
mind."
But for now, Mr. Ade, we are not assuming, or we are not saying
Well,
maybe
that's the point
something.
that's the point
We
I
are
was
not
going to come
saying
to.
maybe it's robbery or not.
That's the
It's
point
not
I was
up
going
to
to
us
come
to
to.
say that.
Yeah.
But
I
we
was
are
going
just,
to say, I was going to say, as Jennifer said, if you say it's a wake-up call, it's because we've assumed it's a robbery.
Yes.
If it's a personal thing between the two, then that's another matter. But nonetheless, it would certainly make
It's still a wake up
Security
call.
needs to
bureaus
be enhanced.
have this thing that yes,
We
it might
need
not be, but we need
Security, whatever the
because
case. And it's very unfortunate that, you know, individuals are blaming the government for this, to say, oh, the government should provide security. I'm like, if you own a private business in the Gambia,
Why should
QCell, for
government-
example,
Why
we
should government provide
Exactly.
security for you?
go to TikTok. The comments are all over Facebook,
well,
everywhere.
you
So
know,
we're like,
it's people that don't
yeah,
understand how
that's
these
the thing.
certain
So
things
if it's a
work.
private
You
business,
understand?
if it's a private business, it's your sole responsibility to ensure that your staff are protected and your property at the same time. So
Absolutely.
sometimes
Nothing to do with
we
government.
just have to move away from the government, you know.
Yeah,
kind
Well,
of
I think we
perspective.
also have to enhance the introduction of security cameras. I mean, we
It should be
have
standard.
we have them, but few of them,
And
not
some-
compared
and some of them-
to
some of
England.
some of them don't even work.
Yeah.
You see,
You know?
Yeah.
so that is what it is.
Yeah, I think all of those things should be considered.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we had the legal year.
Yeah.
And then with the legal year, I'm just going to come back to it because I don't know the statistics with the male and female, the ratio. I'm not sure
They
about
did
that.
tell us, but it's gone from my
Yeah,
head.
but
They
because
did tell us. It was mentioned.
but I saw more female. Like judging by the
more
pictures,
more
I
female.
actually
There are
did
more
see
female than
more
male.
female. So the president also was in Congo to attend the inauguration of Tshisekedi.
DR Congo.
Yeah, DR Congo.
There's
So,
two
you know,
Congos.
when he came, when he arrived at the airport, you know, he was being interviewed. Why did you have to attend? So he talked about how it is important for his government to attend DR
Yeah, I mean,
Congo's
and if you looked
inauguration.
at it, we got the videos. Several heads of state, about 14 or 15
attended.
heads of state, presidents and prime ministers attended. You had Macky Sall was there.
Yeah.
Ruto was there, Lazarus Chakwera was there, Mnangagwa was there, Ramaphosa. So yeah, lots of heads of state turned up. I've run out of. Oh, Debbie from Chad was there as well. So yeah, you know,
Yeah. So
I just can't stand Debbie from Chad, honestly.
the one who took over from his father.
Yeah,
after
I
his father
just
was
can't. And,
assassinated.
you know, there are allegations of him even being involved in the assassination of his own father.
It's alleged.
You know,
Of
it's
course,
yes, it's alleged,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's very,
allegedly.
very unfortunate situation in Chad.
yeah.
Yeah, I wonder when they're just going to have a smooth, you know, transition.
Probably never. And in fact, I think he's already made clear that when the elections happen, he's going to stand. So.
And then we're going to have another case
Another
of
thing of
you know,
family
family
business.
issues and all of that.
Yeah.
well, Rohi John Manjang is saying there is no excuse not to deliver under her ministry. She was talking to her staff the other day. She said there is no excuse. I mean, we have to work, we have to deliver.
Anybody?
But whether
I was going to, without, you know, I'm not trying to insult her, but, you know, it's fine to say these words, but what they have to do is deliver.
Exactly.
And then at the end of the quarter, middle of the year, they show us the results of how they have delivered. So it's good that she says that, but let's wait and see the evidence of it, because speeches and fine words are not going to solve anything. What we want is for people to deliver. When they have a mandate, that they deliver on the mandate. Because ministers make lots and lots of fine words. I won't name some of the ministers whose speeches I've attended and said some very bold and big things that they were going to do, and 18, 20 months later, they haven't done
Becomes
those things.
problematic.
So, yeah, it's nice. that
Actually,
these
I
things
was
are
going
said,
to
but-
bring this up yesterday, but I totally forgot. We also, last week, C3G donated this machine to the Bundung Maternal and Child Health Center. I think I'm kind of seeing a change when it comes to how cancer is just being approached generally, because, you know, stakeholders now understand that, you know, you detect it when it's like the final stage and the person is about to die and all of that. So I see some early warning
Progress.
interventions.
We
taking
have to,
place.
yes, C3G are doing great work.
Yeah.
And in many countries in Africa, particularly in our sub-region, you find that people don't leave it to the government anymore.
Yeah.
You know, individual organizations come in and they sort of help.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is something that we need to get people used to, going and getting tested so that early detection. But people are scared.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you have to say to them, well, would you rather be scared and not find out till it's too late?
Yeah.
Or go, be scared, go get tested, and then if it's found early, it can be dealt with
Exactly.
early and possibly cured. But there's a lot of
I
late
think getting
detection.
tested for cancer is like getting tested for HIV.
Yes, like
Ibrahim,
so it
have you
is.
have you ever done a HIV test?
Yes, I did.
But I
once.
know your heart nearly popped out of your chest.
Well, I mean, yes,
Why?
it happened. Before I got my result, I was like, I mean, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
Yes,
one of
but
these things you
the
get
reason
nervous
why
about,
it was
yeah.
because you can get HIV, you know,
Anyhow.
anyhow. You can even cut yourself. You can
Stuff
get
like
it from,
that.
you know. So it's not easy. But knowing your status, after knowing your status, I
Yes.
think that makes you comfortable.
A
Yeah.
colleague of mine who we occupied the same building where I worked in England was one of the first. Do you know what a hemophiliac is? The people-
Hemophilia.
yes, they have a blood condition and they have to
Yeah.
have regular blood transfusions.
Oh, right, right.
And he was a hemophiliac, and he got a blood transfusion,
Right.
and he became infected with AIDS. He died, and he was one of the first. And it was only after his death that they then started. I won't mention his name, but if
The
anybody,
antiretrovirals?
no. Then they started testing blood that was donated. Before then, anybody and everybody just donated blood. So he was given a donated blood,
That is crazy.
and it killed him. It killed him. And after that, in England, they then started testing blood. It seems crazy now that they weren't always testing.
Okay.
Before
But now
they-
you have
Before then.
Yeah.
But because of
Now
his,
they test.
yeah,
of
you
his
have.
death.
Yeah, it's
Now
all-
they test.
But anyway,
so
I think
for the last
HIV
30
now.
something years now they've tested 35 years.
Yeah,
and-
but
Well-
that's very unfortunate, Miss.
Yeah.
But then
It killed him.
HIV now it's very different because like having HIV at some point is even better than the cancers that even exist now, because with the antiretrovirals
Antiretroviral
that you
drugs.
take, it takes your viral load very
Very low.
Yeah,
And people
Sometimes
live, and people live normal.
even when you're tested,
lives
they
pretty
can't
much.
even spot the virus. That is how good it
Well,
good
I
things
think
are.
I spoke to a health expert at some point. I mean, he said to me, it can go to a level whereby, I mean,
You can't even infect someone else.
exactly. I mean, if at all you're married, you can do certain things with your partner, according to what he said.
Well, that
He
is
said
true.
that's how it is controlled.
Yeah, that is true.
You know,
So yeah, the strides have been amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for cancer, as you mentioned, the C3G
It's-
thing, it's great that they're doing all this work, and
Yeah.
we've covered a lot of what they've done in the past, and I'm sure we will in the future. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Well,
let's
thank you
talk
so
about
much.
before.
Unfortunately,
oh,
I
it's
think
already
time
just
is-
time.
informed
Time is our
that
enemy.
time is our enemy, like
I
you
wanted to
mentioned.
highlight on the recent number of accidents. I mean, the Diabugu Seko president dies in car crash.
Wow.
We would
so-
be talking about accidents every day
Yeah,
if
Yes.
we wanted.
I mean, it's really
Unfortunate.
unfortunate.
Unfortunate. May
And
his soul
tragic
rest in
as
peace.
well.
Yeah, but thank you so much, Mr. Ade, for joining us. And yeah, Ghana, Guinea, and Gambia today at 5 p.m.
Today is D-Day. Yet
Today
again.
is D-Day. It's a do or die again.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
You know,
Win
Cameroon and the
win
Gambia. Why am I
convincingly.
mentioning Guinea again? Cameroon and the Gambia.
Well, Guinea are playing Senegal.
Yeah, Guinea
Yeah.
are playing Senegal.
Yeah.
Yes, so
And
it's
we're
Cameroon
playing
and the
Cameroon.
Gambia.
And be reminded, QCell is the official GSM partner of the Afcon.
Yeah,
Right.
because you're covering it up.
We
with
are
your
more
scarf.
optimistic
just-
today than ever before.
Yeah, but make sure to also join us. We still have our big screen at QCell Carabao Avenue.
Yeah, people have been
Come,
coming.
let's
People
enjoy
have
the
been
game.
coming. And thumbs up to the Scorpion fan club. Thank you so much for the amazing work that you do. They come here and make sure there's enough ambience and all of that. So although they made it, some of them made it to Ivory Coast,
Yeah.
but the ones here who couldn't make it are also, you know, doing a lot down here. So
Great
we
vibes,
we
great
really,
vibes.
really appreciate your work. So thank you so much, Mr. Ade, and good luck. Everyone
luck,
deserves a good
Scorpions.
luck. Yes.
Good luck, Scorpions. 3-0, 4-0 at least.
At least. Yeah, that would be great. So we'll just go for a short break and we'll be right back. Do stay.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell brings you the future with our ultimate bundles. Enjoy the best voice and data bundle plans in one package. Get unlimited data packages with flexible validity and enjoy what true internet feels like. Get 30 minutes of on-net and off-net calls with 5 gigabytes of data for just $350. Or get bigger bundle packages from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with over 100 on-net and off-net voice calls and enjoy the fastest internet speed in the Gambia. You can also buy 1-day, 3-day or even 7-day packages and enjoy unlimited data bundles with uncapped speeds. Just dial *343# today and experience the limitless capabilities of the QCell network. *343# should be your favorite code to dial now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, we innovate, others follow.
Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Ferry, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system with reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 35-2222 or 353-4444.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I'm here with my co-host Ibrahim Abalde. So Ibrahim, moving on, we'll be discussing with the Gambia Ferry Services, taking a look at challenges. I'm not sure about successes, but if there are any, our guest here, who is Francis Mendy, Director of Technical Services. Francis Gomez. Okay, so you have Balde to punish for that.
Oh, did I just
because
say
yes, you just
Mendes?
say yes.
You said Mendy,
because
he's also another director at the GP.
okay.
Right. But you
Okay.
are the
Oh, this
Director
is
of
Gomez.
Technical
This is
Services.
Gomez.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gomez. We deeply apologize for that.
Okay.
So, so let's just generally talk about the Gambia Ferry Services and mainly how you're dealing with challenges. Because I think over the years, it has been more of challenges that, to me, successes that we can point at. But you're here as an authority to let us know if really successes did exist that we didn't see. But how are you dealing with some of the challenges, especially in 2023? We've had few incidents here and there, which has, brought about a lot of controversy. So how have you dealt with that? And what, plans are you putting in place to make sure that technically the ferry is working as expected?
Thank you very much. To start with, I'm Francis Gomez,
Thank you.
Director of Technical Service, Gambia Ferries. As you said, yes, we have challenges that we're grappling with, but you can also see we have success.
Okay. Let me
It
know.
might not be as, yeah.
Yeah. It might not be as
Okay,
visible.
Exactly, but we doing all that we can to at least have the ferries float to move between Banjul and Para. If you can know the geography of Gambia, we've been divided into two, if not equal halves, but into two by the River Gambia. And we need to connect these two banks,
Right.
either by bridges or ferries, which we are the intermediary, the ferries. Yes, we really, as you said, we really challenge with problems, the environment in which we operate in, human factors, technical, all these things things that we are challenged with. Starting with the human factors, it's a ferry lane. People live within the communities in which we operate.
Right.
There are the unwanted materials that maybe intentionally or not intentionally get out of their hands and get into the rivers, causing menace to not only the ferries, but even the ships plying Banjul. It might not be visible because they are not here, but at a certain point in their time, maybe if they go on the docks, they have to remove some of those debris entangled by the propellers. These are things that we are challenges every day.
Okay.
We wouldn't say we'll cry babies, but what I would always say is, it's like the people living within the lanes of these ferries
Right.
to be a little bit responsible. Stop littering the river with unwanted ropes, bags, tarpaulins. All these things cause havoc in our operations.
True.
And they cost us a lot.
Okay. All right. I mean, let's talk about the ferries itself. I mean, are we expecting getting new ferries soon? Or are we still going to maintain the old ones?
We're expecting to get a ferry, one or two probably.
It means, okay.
Yes. As we speak right now, the ADB or the AFDB, the African Development Bank, is funding a ferry. Very soon, most likely the contract will be signed. We're looking at another Kunta Kinte type, although it's going to be different. We're going environmental friendly. That's a green ferry, a hybrid of diesel and electrical. So we're trying to also go with in the trends, at least reduce our carbon footprint and go environmental friendly. So yes, we are expecting a ferry very soon. Contracts will be entered, and then production or building a ferry will be. Most likely in an 18 months or 12 months, we will have a ferry. Yes.
So as director of technical service at the ferry services, I want us to take a look at the state of our ferries at the moment. You know, sometimes I think this needs to be communicated to the general public. So, because for me, if I board the ferry, I want to cross to Bara or cross to Banjul. So I don't know whether the ferry is technically, I mean, it's having some technical issues. So I think these are things that needs to be communicated. You know, we cannot deny the fact that our ferries are old. I mean, they've been here in existence for a very long time. So what is the state of our ferries at the moment?
Okay, let me start with, let's say, Kunta Kinte. It was built with 4 engines. But technically, you can operate on 2 engines. And then you have 2 on standby. Or if it is for the speed, use all the 4, at least to shorten the distance or the time that you need to cross, which we've been doing. But now we are being challenged because 2 of the propulsion engines are down, and we're operating on 2, which is a normal one. And we expect 6 new engines to re-engine Kunta Kinte. Right now, as we speak, most likely by Friday, we'll have 3 engines delivered to Banjul, which will be installed to restore Kunta Kinte to its glory. Works are ongoing. Kanilai, which has been here for almost 19 years now, we're facing some troubles, technically, because we've had failures in our propulsion systems, as I mentioned earlier, due to entanglement with nets, ropes, and that kind of things, causing seals failing, leakages of oil, and then drying the bearings and that kind of things. Right now, as we speak, Kanila is grounded, waiting for spare parts to be restored back to service. So these are challenges that we are going on.
So what are we doing to address those challenges? I mean, you know, the issue of fishing nets, you understand?
Yeah.
Whose fishing nets are these? I mean, is it the people that intrude in our waters?
Well, you couldn't say. We perceive to be those local fishermen within the vicinity of the Barra end. But also, this international going like fishing trawlers, they lose their nets whilst on the process. And these are floating objects. They are drifted by tides. Like if the river is coming up with a high tide, if it comes from the ocean, it is coming directly to Banjul end. So you wouldn't personally say that it is the local fishermen who are all doing this. You have fish that are thrown, nets that are thrown from the trawlers who are out in the ocean, drifted towards the shore. Because at the end of the day, all that is thrown into the river is washed back to ashore. So in the process, if it happens to meet up with the ferry, it gets untangled. The process, like we say in Kunta Kinte and Kanilai, there are two propulsion systems that are different. Kunta Kinte is an upgraded system, at 200 stronger, and Kanilai is 110. It's a little bit lower. So these are things that we're looking at. Upgrade the systems, unless to resist the environment in which we are working.
Yes, so Mr. Gomez, I actually have two very important questions. As the Director of Technical Services, I am happy about your honesty. You're able to be honest and accept that the ferry service is going through technical challenges which already exist in ferries, but you're trying to ensure that a solution is there. My worry is the fact that how organized is the issue of life jackets in the ferry. For example, if an emergency takes place, because we've seen instances where, we've had emergencies while the ferry is in the waters. So how smooth is it going to be in those instances to ensure that life jackets are distributed? And the life jackets in the ferry, is it enough for the capacity of the persons that are in the ferry? Also bringing me to my second question, the issue of ensuring that the ferry carries the capacity that it can carry. Because if it doesn't, it's just going to bring issues for a technical director like you. Because the ferry clearly spells out that this is the capacity. If you go beyond that, it will affect the ferry technically. So these two questions.
Thank you very much. To start with the life jackets, as you can see Kunta Kinte, it is designed for 2,000 people, and I can tell you we've got 2,000 life rafts on board, life jackets. To add up to that, we also have life rafts. If you see Kunta Kinte and you observe at the topmost end of the ferry, you see those red life rafts, which can carry almost about 10 people per single. It's just a floating device, and it's also enough.
Those are the size
at the size of it,
yes.
exactly.
Okay.
And if you deploy them all, it can carry almost 600 people.
Oh, okay.
So you can, you're talking of almost about 2,600.
Okay, but technically,
yes,
in issues of emergency, is it clearly spelled out when it comes to their distribution?
Yes, we've got people who are trained, like the officials on the deck, to, in case of emergency, to how to control the crowd and then distribute the life rafts. Equally, the life raft is not that very far from the people, because if you go into the cabins, you just see them above you. You can just easily bring down a pack and then distribute. I think they are in tens. Yes.
So how about the capacity then?
The capacity, okay. That's you right. We do our utmost. We do our utmost.
So what's your utmost?
To limit with that capacity.
Okay.
But you consider when the ferry docks, by the time even if you stop people, you still have people jumping the barriers to go into. So these are challenges that we are faced with. But at every single trip, we try as much as possible to limit to the
So what is
numbers.
your utmost? Are you going to deploy more
That's why I said that's
personnel to ensure that people are made to understand that if you're stopped from going, it's because we're trying to save you, because the ferry has the capacity.
That's why if you see the ferries before you enter, there are a lot of securities at the entrance of the ramp, whereby they will put the rope or they put the barriers, and also we use the gates. Once we perceive it is enough, we just lock the gates, whereby people will not come. Definitely, we are challenged, as I said, because in one way or the other, people find how to sneak and then beat the barriers and that kind of things.
Yeah.
As you're trying to hold on, somebody sneaks behind you. We are challenged. That one I can tell you.
Well,
Yeah, so also, the ferry, this is an allegation, okay? Normally when the ferry docks for the final time of the night, that is about 12 o'clock, 1?
Yeah.
What time
Between
is the
period, 12, between 12
and 1 o'clock.
Sometimes
so when that happens, are you aware of any allegation that has to do with fuel in the ferry, where there's some sort of smuggling of the fuel?
It will be difficult because, as I can tell you this, a thief will not tell you I'm stealing your property. We are observant.
But the allegation
these are allegations,
is really,
which, because
is really there.
Yes,
that there's some sort of fuel smuggling.
I wouldn't deny, and I can't also just accept it that way because I'm not privy to.
Okay.
And yes, it could happen. But as I said, a thief will not tell you that I'm going to steal it.
Okay. But obviously, it's the responsibility of
course,
authority to ensure there's enough surveillance.
That's why I said there is enough security.
Okay.
And once the ferry dock, all the engine rooms are locked.
Okay.
And everybody disembarks, passing through the security points. There is a police station in the terminal, drug squad, SIS, and all the security personnel, and even our securities. So I wouldn't say no, but I've not, I would say I'm not privy to that information because this, as you said.
So time is already up, but one final intervention, which I think is very important, is that are there any plans to expand the area? Because sometimes you can see how congested it can be with the people, with the cars. So is there any plans to ensure that the ferry terminal there is expanded in a way that vehicles can, come in and out easily, and individuals can also do the same thing without panicking or harm or anything?
Yes, there are plans.
Okay.
If you can see the setup of the terminal, and even maybe the port expansion,
right,
which is ongoing, most likely we might relocate or shift the terminal, whereby we'll have a very bigger area, and we have a wider room to navigate for both the vehicles and the people.
You should have a lounge, a VIP lounge, where kusapua tolo rek kusapos dis sapua agafa anga masi Ibrahima Balde mom halisam ki dafa bari halis.
Like if you look at Kunta Kinte,
so mom
that's a VIP.
Wow. Why lounge? Waiting room lami.
Yes, we have a smaller.
Like
we have a smaller lounge, a VIP lounge in the terminal.
So what is the difference between VIP bomu nono? We want to know
in the terminal
what type of treatment do you give the VIP? I mean, what is called VIP there?
Okay, VIP. If it's a service where you buy the ticket, like let's say if you were to join the VIP lounge, we are giving you, asking for you to pay $300 for the ticket to go into the lounge or the ferry VIP. Most likely you'll have a drink and water.
Okay.
Why hanga sone VIP lurela man lounge bu correct lawa binga xamantene dafa proper.
If you happen to use the ferry Kunta Kinte another time, ask them where the
VIP. Investigate send VIP lounge
I would have loved us to talk about the app because the other day I was going through and I saw the ferries app.
You're gonna come back, Ibrahim, because I'm just being informed that
time is already up, but we will talk about this another time.
But thank you so much. I know the communications officer is not here, but I think the communication officer can start delegating you to go on, because you did amazing with telling. And I also appreciate your honesty with giving us what we need.
I think previously we've been having a lot of conversation when it comes to the ferry.
Yes.
But I think to be very open will also help what you do.
We appreciate your honesty. But thank you so much,
Mr. Gomez. We want the public to know what you are doing.
Absolutely.
We want the public to know what we are also facing.
Exactly. Thank you. So moving on, we will just go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by the GPPA. So they now have a procurement portal. I'm looking forward to what this entails. So we'll just go for a short break, and we'll be right back. Do stay.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. "5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected, juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. Soro. Go. Ebe dawa full network suda tili. QCell. Ni lafta diamla wati jamala mune diata. QCell. Most reliable network jumala keta wati. QCell. Wo quality man nyon soda jam ona manke QCell. Hanibe wuloni farole kono walante be bakono jala fayola network ko se taria. QCell suñu boss. Nyo finjeka indi 3G ñu delu taxi 4G plus and now we bring you 5G. 5G. First and only 5G provider. Suñu boss. Itella follow adi doron nesa keno. Suñu boss. Gambia bela nyon tama fele QCell. Suñu boss. Ko fasunta buka busi QCell. Suñu boss. Itella multi milka kukutol nati Gambia QCell meda lori la kiliano liele imanyina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be keno ma. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. Connection be bambandi QCell suñu boss. QCell most innovative QCell suñu boss.
The future is now. With QCell's 5G network, experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled device. Walk.
Welcome back from that short break. Like I mentioned before we went for the break, Ibrahim, we're now joined by the GPPA, and they have this procurement portal. And we are once again joined by Mr. Ibrahim Sanyang, who is the Director of Procurement Policies and Operation, and Momodu Jallo, who is the IT Officer. Obviously, if we talk about a portal, we need an IT officer
there
to take
must
us
be
through.
an IT officer.
To tell us how this is going to work. But Mr. Sanyang, you know, let's just follow up with you, because you were seated right here few months ago, you know, talking about improvements that the GPPA wants to put on the table. And you hinted us on this. I'm sure it was, you know, couldn't talk at the time. That's why, you know, you couldn't tell us much, you know, but you can just take us through how this portal is going to ensure that procurement is done in a different way in Gambia moving forward.
Thank you very much for that question. And I want to start by thanking the GRTS for
QTV.
Oh, sorry.
QTV nga nekk fii du state broadcaster bi de.
Sorry.
Fii first private television bi la. We have a strong partnership.
They are not our competitors. We are not competitors. We are partners.
We are partners now.
So it's all the same.
Wow.
Shouts to all GRTS staff.
Wow.
Exactly. So QTV, thank you for inviting us and letting us be here again.
Yeah.
To give us the opportunity to, of course, talk to viewers who are our main these things, because whatever services we deliver it on behalf of the Gambian people.
Right.
So thank you so much. Now, now to your question. Right. We have a portal. But before talking about the portal, let's look at procurement in general.
Okay.
Of course, the authority created by an act of parliament to do what? To regulate procurement. And the reason being, we have a lot of money spent on public procurement. So obviously, procurement cannot go unregulated.
Right.
And when we talk about development in general, it's a change. And it's always a change for the better. So we talk on continuous improvement. How do we do it better?
Yeah.
So GPPA has been existing for years, and we were doing procurements for years. And now come a time when we think that we should improve upon the way we used to do things. And every aspect of procurement must be done in line with laid down principles.
Right.
And of course, in procurement, we have principles, you have accountability, we have transparency, we have efficiency, economy, and the like. These are some of the things that we are looking for when it comes to procurement. So the question is, how do we do it better? And that is why we feel that we should come up with this portal so that procurements can be digitalized.
Nice.
And the portal will give an opportunity to anybody at any part of the Gambia to access procurement information, be able to register online, even when you are sitting in your house or at your comfort zones, you can, of course, register, and then you can also submit bids and the like.
Oh, online?
So, not yet.
Okay,
for
but
the
that is
bidding
where
and
we're
the like,
heading
but
to.
because we are looking for, in the future, e-procurement, which will also include, of course, suppliers sending their bids online. But at the moment, we have two modules, and these are the registration module and the compliance module. Now, the registration module gives suppliers that opportunity, like I said earlier, to register online.
Okay,
Very
so
simple.
now we will just
Yes, at
engage
this point.
Mr. Jallo, who's the IT officer. So I'm sure you contributed to building, am I right, this particular procurement portal. So you can further get into, you know, the specific details that are in this specific portal for Gambians.
Okay, well, thank you for having us today. The procurement portal was actually developed by a Gambian local company in partnership with GPPA, Zictec Gambia Limited.
Right.
So the portal basically is, we'll not call it an IT system. It is basically a procurement digitalized system, changing the way we are doing things, like manually to digital. So it's basically a web-based application, and like Mr. Sanya rightly said, it has two modules: the compliance module and the registration module. So the registration module is for all government suppliers. Those who want to conduct business with the government, they just go in and register. It has a very easy user interface.
Oh, nice.
Which is, it doesn't need much. It's not much technical. So basically that's it. And the compliance model is for the procuring organizations to submit their documents the way they were doing it previously. It's just a change in approach, not basically a whole new difficult digital or a complex system.
Okay, so how will this portal ensure transparency and limit corruption? Is there any component of that? Do you think the coming of this portal can reduce acts like that?
Yes. Actually, the portal, that's one of the main reasons of the portal coming out, is to ensure transparency. Because if you look at it, the idea that people have in society is procurement is a sort of a black box where it has to be like sort of a secrecy. People have to do deals around under the table and those stuff. But with this system coming in place, is auditors, even outside GPPA, National Audit Office, they can all have access to the system. And all documents submitted through this system will be there for eternity. There will be no change in that, because mind you, if you look at the commissions, previous commissions that was happening in this country, most challenges that you have, you see, they will request for documents and it will not be accessible.
The current local government commission.
Yes, even if you look at it from local government commission. But with this system, all stakeholders to the system, what they call it, be it journalists yourselves, be it people
auditors
from civil society, you can
dig in.
Yes, all the data generated in the system is government property, and everybody has a right to request it from GBP and get it. So
Okay.
Yeah, so my
okay.
problem is, Mr. Sanyang, it's not about developing the portal. It's about sustainability. It's about maintaining it. I spoke to many organizations. They have a similar thing. But at the end of the time, if you go online, you cannot access certain things. You know, so how is GPPA making sure, I mean, this portal is sustained and upgraded, you know, accordingly?
Actually, thank you for the question again. Let me start with saying that development, which is not sustainable, is of course not development. So before we started this, obviously all the things that you are talking of were looked into to ensure that we have the means. In the first place, we look at the capacity. Who are those that should manage? Now, most people will know that Jallo and his boss were not part of GPP. But now we have well-equipped IT unit at GPP. We have well-qualified staff in the IT unit to take care of that. That's one thing. So these people with their technical advice, they will tell us exactly the resources needed for these things to be operational efficiently. And of course, it's a priority at GPP. It's a priority so that we will put in every resources, because all the problems that you are talking about obviously cannot be solved without enough resources. With our meager resources, we want to ensure that this system is given the utmost priority, and of course use any single resources that we have to ensure its sustainability and its operation.
Yes, Mr. Jallo,
Yes.
one more question.
Yeah, sure,
I mean, how are you making sure maybe the type of software that we are using for this, it's a reliable one? You understand? Sometimes, you know, cost might take you to use maybe one that is not very reliable. So how are you how are you making sure we have the best one?
Okay, thank you again. Okay, this system is locally developed by a Gambian company in partnership with GPPA.
Right.
So the software is hosted in this country. The developers are in this country. So the issue of maintaining the software is like we are working with a company. So they have everything in place. It's not like a SaaS system wherein if you want to make a change, you have to request, make payments again. They're here, and their support goes for a long period of time. So this issue of bringing in changes is like they, as a local company, they also want this system to work because it's good for them. So, and also we have discussion with them, and the CEO of the company, Farsese, like she sees this also as a national duty to her. Because this procurement affects everybody in this country, basically. So sourcing this locally gave us an advantage by making sure that we can work in with the suppliers. If you have an issue, we see right now we have a desktop support. People call in, they have a problem, we just call. If we cannot take care of it from our end, we can easily walk to their offices and make it happen. Okay.
So moving away from that, there's no data protection law in the Gambia that clearly spells out that this is JNABA and this is the law protecting your data. You know, that is a challenge that civil society, like for example, Give One Project, is working on to ensure that data protection is prioritized in our law books. So what is this app going to put together to ensure that the data of the individuals who are submitting, because these are companies that will be sending information, and in the long run, as the portal develops, more information will be pumped into the portal, for example. So are you thinking along those lines, data protection?
Yeah, the issue with data protection actually is out of GPPA's own purview. It lies
Which
with
I mentioned because the laws are not friendly.
Yeah. Last year we were working on validating some documents, and one of them involves data protection laws from the Ministry of Digital Economy.
Right.
And we hope a law will be passed very soon, which will govern all IT systems, and this system will be part of it.
Yes, but Mr. Jallo, even without a law being passed, for example, I can remember the Social Protection Secretariat building their social registry, even though there was no law, but they had to put a mechanism in place at their company level to ensure data protection measures. So are you looking along those lines?
Yes, we actually are. You know, this system is twofold.
Okay.
The registration and the compliance. If you look at it, the compliance...
For example, sorry, the registration aspect. I might not want somebody to know my date of birth. You know, like, because the registration has to do with personal information, that's why I'm concerned about the data protection aspect.
Yes. Right now, basically, this system is hosted on servers.
Right.
And right now, there are security measures to protect people's data. As of now, that's what we can do.
Okay.
But the remaining data, the compliance data, and the data, this is public data. So those data...
No, I don't mean those ones. I mean the ones that are personal.
Yeah, the ones that are personal.
Individual information.
Yes, it's our obligation to protect those
Exactly.
data. And we have security measures in place to make sure that those data are protected.
They're there?
Yeah, they're there.
Okay.
Yeah,
so when are we expected to launch this web portal?
Okay. Right now, presently, the registration portal, we are all at a pilot phase right now. The registration portal, we've been using it full-blown system right now. But the compliance portal, which is much more complex because it involves over 200 POs, and this is changing the way that they do things, re-engineering all their business processes. So it will take time, wherein change management have to come in, and a lot of things have to be put in place. So right now we are piloting with 10 government institutions.
Okay.
So that is the plan, and gradually we'll increase them. We'll pilot for 6 months, and we'll see where it takes us. We'll know our requirements.
Yeah.
We'll know, also get feedback from them what we need to improve before we make a full-blown system that every government institution.
Yeah. So, Mr. Sanyang, before you leave, you know, you have to pay 15,000, right?
Registration.
For the registration. You know the February.
Thank you.
Mr. Jallo, so the thing is,
Exactly.
I know it's not your area, but for example, for startups, startups that might want to go through bidding processes. If you are, for example, in the Gambia here, we all know that seed fundings are around $50,000. So if you're giving a seed funding of 50,000, you register your business for 500, you pay 15,000 to GPBA, you do your receipt books, your invoice books, and others. The seed funding is finished. So I know it's not your area, but is there any plans to check if for startups there might be a specific amount for startup businesses, for example?
Exactly. You know the reason why I'm looking at it?
Parce
Because you mentioned about 15,000.
Wow.
And the question is going to be, where did you get the 15,000 from? Because we have different categories of suppliers.
Okay.
We have contractors, so they are being categorized.
Wow, but 15,000,
so
the startups pay that.
is based on the kind of business that you do.
I know that.
Some pay $10,000, some $15,000, so pay even more than $15,000.
Yeah, but the startups that I've interacted with, I mean the startups that I've interacted with, you know, have paid $15,000.
Okay. So the reason why first I mentioned about development.
Right.
Is development, and it's a change for the better. And development always goes with cost. So that apart from the dynamics in the world in terms of economies being inflation and the like, we also looked at the huge investment that GPPA incur in ensuring that this system is in place. Because we are trying to ensure that you talked about sustainability and the like. If we don't have enough resources for it, obviously at a point we may not be able to operate continuously on sustainable basis. So that all these are the things that we look at to come up with a genuine price or cost based on supplier categories, because we also look at income. We look at their returns from GRE and the like. And based on that, we categorize them to say that supplier pay $15,000 is $10,000 is $20,000 is and the like. So we did not just look at come up with a price.
I know
like
that.
We look at the data based on their income and the like, and then come
why
out
start
with, we know that it is expensive. It may be expensive for some of them, but
startups,
let them also look at all the advantages where somebody can sit even in his sitting room and then send a document without paying fares, without being involved in the risk of transportation and the like. And even the security, because it makes more transparency, a lot of benefits when it comes to the system. That is why, obviously, the development that we are looking at also comes with additional costs.
Yeah. So we have 3 minutes to go. Mr. Jallo, is there any point that you want to make in relation to the portal? In the pilot stage?
Right now, in the pilot stage, the pilot is going well right now. Our long-term plan is to, like I just said, is to bring more institutions on board. But hopefully, with the right feedback and this 10 pilot institution, we actually determine how much we improve on how much we'll scale up. So the basic is a change in the whole system.
Yes,
because
and
they've
it
been
can be challenging.
It's challenging. They've been doing procurement in a way, and it's been done for so long, and now
changes here. Yes.
So basically,
and you know what? I am so excited for the GPPA because you decided to go with a Gambian company. You know, it's good to empower our own Gambian people, and thumbs up to the business for also taking this as national duty to say that, you know, when they build this and it works, then, you know, it can be something Gambianized in a way. Because whenever we're building these things, we feel like we need to import the technology. So localizing it is really, really a good, significant thing. So thumbs up to the GPPA. And we're wishing you good luck when it comes to the pilot phase, hoping that it works well so that there will be continuity when it comes to procurement. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
All right. So time is up, Ibrahim. We're just going to head right on to the click segment after this break, so that with the click segment, it can carry us to the 5 p.m. game against Cameroon. We are looking forward to it. We'll be right back.
Yaga lahu, stick to myself. Make a suma side, me the book at shell. See yo la des. Wahle my kanda, my yaga kick ass. You can call me Van Damme. On the low, so my son lems again. Nimsi ben and so nigga. Talun Lane, yeah. Talun Lane. Many upe fiti kobe boy is the rain. You know demo, you know demo see. Wanna talk shit, you come and talk to me. Jarut pek, wah di mekale. Malawian bad man could begin the boy is a jata wooden. You know demo, you know demo see. Wanna talk shit, you come and talk to me. Jarut pek, wah di mekale. Malawian bad man could begin the boy is a jata wooden. Luma mun lane buga gis def sulu ne kom nyak at Harris. Full teeth, double ragal. Step back 3 boy, do musa miss. I'm gonna lose. They wish. Express yourself so nigga young this boy. Nigga don't nigga don't go wara gum nigga them sit there and have some fun. Jumalam, I tell her. Jumalam, I tell her. Jata wooden. Jumalam, I tell her. Jumalam, I tell her. Jumalam, I tell her. Jumalam, go big in there. Mana demon, mana dem to see. Wanna talk shit, you come and talk to me. Jarod wah pej, wanna nekale. Wanna real bad man, ko weekend the boy is a jata woolen. Mana demon, mana dem to see. Wanna talk shit, you come and talk to me. Jarod wah pej, wanna nekale. Mana real bad man, ko weekend the boy is a jata woolen. bad man thing.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I'm here with my amazing co-host, and we are wrapping up the entire show with the click segment. Thank you so much, Churchill, for joining us.
Thank you very much, Jenna. You know the vibe. It's your man right here, Churchill Balde, and Tess Olengizete, my team small ball. Then I want to say we're going out with the 3 points in your jail take, inshallah. So, it's a click segment, but in a while, we'll talk about our game, 5 o'clock. So I'm joined by my brother, Kubi.
Yeah, man.
What up, my G?
Yeah, Iba.
My guy.
Yeah.
This is family right here. So,
Yes,
so say this connection, they should know that this is family because we go way back from school days.
Yeah, man.
But I'm kind of surprised that you've become a rapper. Let's talk about that journey into music.
Journey be into music, Yagana since Bomahame.
Yeah.
But tell them push.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing music for a long time now, since 2013.
Nice.
SOSB, Tabo, even though football I
yeah,
back in the day, but yeah, then the flu body dal. So Gambia finya pa am talent hamga, so yeah, Luma denchon but
so
yeah.
Finally I decided to
yeah, time to push like yeah.
Nice. So you born do into music. Who did you grow up listening to?
I'm from BK, so Tam 50.
Wow.
Tam 50, but I listen to all kind of music. Rap, reggae, everything, but Tam 50 was the guy Sugunta look up to him. I'm the other artist from Bakot and JIB and all that, but I had a personal relationship with Tam 50.
True.
Yeah.
So what is your first ever single out there?
Oh, Taking Over.
Taking Over?
Yeah, Taking Over.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how did your people receive it?
Well, at first...
But don't do that into music first.
Well, guy, then I did some songs, say, why haven't you man la?
Yeah.
Because usually Kobe, everybody knows me as Kobe, but I use Casey Boy.
Okay.
So yeah, some boys are in the some songs say why haven't done man la.
Nice.
Yeah. So tell them I push that. Tell them I know money. Nobody away.
And that's not surprisingly that's not the only thing you're into.
Yeah, man.
You're also a military guy in the US.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about that. Nakala lolu ñëwé.
Well, man, even Balamadon gain a few, so Balamadon took it.
Nanga lag you know.
Yeah, yeah, if you training, but so do lol tam no like the dimbele
True.
Because fee mo nekon fee mangi won si president award scheme bi.
Okay.
SOS since Monica 7th grade, then dan took it them dimbele from see up bidal, I'm them say up be them peinture school.
Yeah, which I know about.
Yeah, so I've been doing that. If it's scouting, if just help people dal. So joining the army, lol bokana silu tam gonna join ham because then they help nobody in tam flooding so ame earthquake wala dara. New guys send you them guys. So
with the music, like your career as a soldier, nakanga balance the two. How are you carrying both careers?
Well, as a soldier, I'm a reservist. So which means that soon masohle time bobulade them. So I'm a civilian and a soldier at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, so bobo neko problem. Nobody wanna them ligay them studio, but guys when makole, mada.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
So name one your music video.
Alright.
And we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
My life was crazy, man, I've been through a lot. At the age of 7, living in hell that got me down, but made me strong as I am now. No need to frown, could be left with dus. New lot don't fight, new you stay. Work so hard to get this far, always knew was more than a star. Never back down and not ignore, but the past with me, it's like a scar. Neck on the meet, white AG, man say benefit. I just realized, boy, low this, I'm not profit. Now one holiday face, hare new like Jema Bare, Lupon pour yo, Luba, new koi Jema Kale, new like again Sohor, so my destiny lend to Gapale, Almighty God on my side, the far number pare. It was hard, horrible, still with me unforgettable, but nonetheless it was a test and now I'm making it beautiful. All the problems, Lord, you made me tackle. I'm now mature, seeing life from different angles.
No one holla chicken, the best yaay dem kenn du ko jàppale lu baax lu ne di jaay jël kala nekk woo nii la fa daan deme nekk xale ci kër du beesaare yaay dem kenn du ko jàppale lu baax lu ne di jaay jël kala nekk woo nii la fa daan deme.
Words of my mom, work hard, could be boy, keep on moving. Always on my head, it gives me strength, so I keep on pushing. Unfair was love, to me everything was sealed. Block hard, but now the opposite is widely open to me. Lumiti, I will defend, Konkai Letema. after everything that happened léegi passé na I feel the respect fu ma romba ñëpp ñu nuyu ma suma plastique yi naa kawe after every show ñu enu ma suma meeting change to paneex lu ñu loon yëpp toon weex ñu ñangaloon start ree di ma jéem a jàppale I feel the love thank yàlla ngeen teg ma si kaw ni fanaal may def lu ma mun every day di jéem a ut yoon di leen déggal on face the laugh which make me survive gonna strive till I die cause right now I'm more of a superstar things in the jeex never mag yen la I work for you rap for you forever
di pesaare yaay dem kenn du ko jàppale lu baax lu ne di jaay jël kala nekk woo nii la fa daan deme nekk xale ci kër di pesaare yaay dem kenn du ko jàppale lu baax lu ne di jaay jël kala nekk woo nii la fa daan deme
time shot so fuck my defar fi my teddy we all different people white amit benn Johnny always on my head di nekkut lu may musa sànni waxi borom bi di njiit du ma musa sàppi keneen si yoon di ñëw waaye du ma yóbbu waale fu ma nekk dafa leer te it pako dañ ko baare ku dul yàlla du njiit fii laa ko xamee loolu dafa óor billaay walaay du ma ko musa fàtte
jëm fu ne loolu moo la yóbbu fu ne boo ci gotta try mooy te la sa nooni di wax xam ne yëpp ci yàlla la du musa bàyyi sa jubluwaay teg ne yëg ne keneen la lu munti doon yàlla la lu dul yàlla neen la ne bàyyi sa xel bu la kenn yóbbu fi nga xam ne doo ko bëgg jàmm ñëwoon xale ci génn di fay saare yaay dem kenn du ko jàppale lu baax lu ne di caa jël kenn nekk wow ñii la fa daan dem nekk xale ci génn fay saare yaay dem kenn du ko jàppale lu baax lu ne
nii la fa daan demee.
Is this a true story?
Oh yeah.
Because mu ngi mel ni message bi is deep.
Oh yeah, it's a true story.
Wow.
Growing up in a family house, I'm got like uncles, aunties, cousins, some friction of them happen, but none of them are growing up as a kid. So I use that as a motivation. Somebody been there, and I try to write stories. Little much more dollar in music. Somebody been there stories. I've been through it. Well, I've seen people go through it. So yeah, at least my life la mom la wini.
This is deeper than rap. Mom don't understand what I'm going. This is deeper than rap.
Wow,
you get me?
Language, the Wolof is really.
The first sandwich.
Yangi US.
Yeah.
Why naka nga try pour maintain sa language bi? Because all of bi dafa ñor de.
Wow, man, man déguma all of noonu sa de comme suma family ñu ma dëkka right now léegi dañoo làkk all of ma ne loolu lan la xam nga. But when I'm writing, come somebody been that way. Sometimes it's not just dama tea pencil and paper. It comes to me. Maybe somebody meditate, wala suma teddy and stuff. So suma boy all of body uses a way be. Doko they use so they am conversation and people are like, yeah, but the music it's very different. So
we are happy that our brothers are out there making us proud. Understand nga?
Yeah, man.
Dafa nice nga gis video bu mel ni and this is your Gambian brother.
Yeah, man.
And the other side of the world, mu ngi def amazing.
Pushing the culture.
So ñun fii ñoo war a support ñun tam as well.
100%.
You know, so 100%. That is what it is.
No la fa demee from now ci kanam rek ci kaw ci kanam xam nga. Dañ war a gën a appreciate suñu artistes yi xam nga. Man dama ko dee wax all the time. Dëgg la music la xam nga fu ma ne waaye pour Gambian music bi mu egga fu mu war a dem dañ war a greedy ñun tamit xam nga. Dañ war a stop all these foreign artists coming here for 5 years ñu push ñun suñu music only. Club si radio yi everything Sénégal noonu la gay seen music egga fu mu egga Nigeria noonu la seen music egga fu mu egga I love foreign music but suma boss force wala ma push ñoom bëgguma mention any artist but ma déglu ST Dada xam nga suma boys yi we grew up together ñi yëpp xam naa gay since bu ma starté music growing up together mun nañoo push gay bala ñoo jël millions di ko jox yeneen foreign artist ñoom Wizkid nii nañ jël millions yooyu ñu jox ko suñu boys yi xam nga loolu rek moo mën a yóbbu suñu music kanam waaye da nga dem club doo dégg benn song yi Gambian
definitely
so fi nekk nii yow what are you doing because understand nga yow biisaloo fii
yeah man
but léegi naka nga nekk def pour nga fit in because there's a music scene here understand so naka nga nekk def pour nga fit into that music scene
well ñu ngi just start right now maa ngi perform si club si everybody's calling me maa ngi woon Onyx maa ngi woon Envy maa ngi woon Lava xam nga so things yi ñu ngi ko push daal and dama make sure every time like every year léegi damaa ñëw Gambia xam nga because sometimes soo tukkee soo bàyyi te sa xel rek di nga fàtte foo jóge xam nga but alhamdulillah 2022 I came ma gis ne 2015 bu ma fa gars yi bàyyee dëkk bi at léegi dafa over different so I was like xam nga naka la léegi every year lu mu bon naa ñëw so every year su nekkee benn 2 months sax xam nga nañ ko push ñu ngi def hella videos right now maa ngi work with artists like Yafa Barhama xam nga ñii ñoo xam ne dama leen xam since xam nga fu may ni am na yeneen artistes yoo xam ne ni yoo xam nga jaruñu waa SOS bi suma gars yi suma nduy waaye naa bàyyi gars ñu tàngal yeah but loolu la rek so every year is good nga ñëw sa dikka nit yi ñu gis la léegi dama def perform sa artiste ñu ne ma booy yow yaay kan ma ne booy gars fàtte ñu xam nga fekk back in the day demee foon noonu but every year inshallah I'll be home ñu seen naka la push bagage yi
and this guy nekkul ne comme music like la mun na ball bi tamit he's very good with the ball because he has freestyle
no gis naa loolu bu ma ko saanee ball bi nu mu ko lifinee sax
gis naa nu mu contrôler ball he has freestyle videos après am na I went through your Facebook ma gis ne tamit da ngay play into this teams foofu noonu small team are you still doing that
well for 2 years now defuma ko cause of a knee injury but nu mu fa daan demee mooy teams yi dañu ne mën a fly out from Georgia to like Virginia ñu dem play then ñu pay ñu per game which was very good xam nga fa may ne so nekko man kenn rek booy Gambian su bari xam nga fa may ne ñun booy yoo xam nga ñëpp a mën a laal xam nga so gari ñu dee call ñu dem play xam nga tàngal yaram ngay faj ñu xam nga ñu fly out ñibbi so
this guy is like he's a full package comme lu nekk la mun understand what I mean and also yaa ngi am a new video that is about to come up
waaw côté bi
waaw so bala ñu gars yi du ñëw woon video boobu let's take us through that production process
well man K-Fly laa ko starté and I like to stick with the people ñi nga xam ne ñoo ma indi si game bi dem one moo ma indi si game bi since bu ma nekkoon 13 14 I knew this guy and xam nga ñëw ma benn bés rek ma woy binda naa for long time mu ma wane nii ngay def dama daan toog di seetaan ñoom ji ñu ngi record maa ngi toog si studio maa ngi xool na ko gars yi defee xam nga den ma form suma own crew ji bang bo suma song si all the time lu mun di funny wala lu mun di serious daf de nekk loo xam ne nii comme lu ma gis la xam nga so what it is about Paco boo xam ne dafa ñëw si campé bi wax fii dem fële wax xam nga fa may ni so côté bi foofu la mu jógee moo tax ma ne doom bu góor du mën a lay côté wax fii wax fële côté tas nga campé
nañ dem ñu kot ko
yaa ma ñu akuntu
nañ ko dog
boy yow tam dafa lu gaaw ba ñu dem boy yow tamit boy dafa mo bi rek boy lan nga ko boy dafa gaaw waay lekal gaaw boy boy yow dafa bëri leen trop boy hay boy sa waaji boy
kon ki nga ma fita bii nii kii di fita nga naa ma semestre
boy kii ak nu taxoon nii yëpp boy
daanaa mel ni dëkk di bidong nii nga def
ak suba ñu
boy garaaw
Franco yi ñoom ñu ngi say
moom la
waaye dafa lu gaaw ñu dem boy
doomu góor du mun a lay kotit wax fii wax fële yow kotit ay tas ka campé kotit bombo clap mi se kotit doomu góor du mun a lay kotit wax fii wax fële yow kotit ay tas ka
kotit kotit jomo ma freestyle
waaw ba ne doomu ay kotit wax fii wax fële yow kotit ay tas ka campé kotit
ñu dem
gars dañ maa moog de gars ñu ne mënuma fi dama dang
waaw
mënuma ko de
non waaye yaa ngi comme yaa ngi ko def in a form of entertainment but yaa ngi wax lu sound because understand nga doom bu góor dem fële di wax fii loolu xam nga ko góor wax fii wax fële understand loolu pacca nga leen ne mu jee nekk da nga ko war a dog so I think message bi ni it's clear and people should not only dance to it but let's live it let's live that life comme life boobu nañ ko paagee true so fi mu nekk ni bëreet time bi lu des bëreetut yan projects nga am coming up
well du ma mën a list yëpp maa ngi fu mu nekk nii dama egg si stage boo xam ne bëgguma nekk di release song waaye amul video cause visual set foofu important so maa ngi am so many songs yi nga xam ne nii comme awma time cause maa ngi war a ñibbi waat but maa ngi am hella songs yi nga xam ne nii comme nañ ko war a defaral videos and stuff like that so inshallah December buy ñëw ni su ma egsee more videos so tey maa ngi am beneen video bu ma war a shoot xam nga club Kama and stuff like that but videos rek xam nga videos mooy the most important
so how about concert comme staging a concert here
waaw ma ne fu mu nekk nii xam nga gars yi xam nga su ma génnee booy naka la suma show bi nii xam nga so inshallah xam naa gars yi ni ma gis si stage bi waaye right now performer naa fi Pokoloko Barhama live band which was really good xam nga so Gambia moom foog gars ñu gis la xam nga fa may nii soo toogee benn bés nga pare ne hey kii fu mu ñëw di ñu jaay baat ne xam nga Gambia wala ngay perform sax xamuñ sa woo bi nii yem nii lañ def ñu ngi laa xool xam nga so foog nga ñëw si télé bi foog nga dugga si biir dëkk bi gisante ak nit yi xam nga waaye soo ñëwee di baat la suma waa ji boobu du dee wax
boobu du do so that was it from Kobi how many tey boy ñu ngi play 5 and we know come right now you see a very difficult situation la nga am pour wa boy what do you think needs to be done because you're footballer nga yow yaa ma gën a xam jërë wax
man
what do you think needs to be done today
well bala maa waxaa boy sax damaa waxaa dëkk bi first football la xam nga fi may nii so léegi gars yi mun a carré da win xëy ñii dañ njappat wala daal du yëfi njappat xam nga fi may nii football la ñun nuñ bëggee win yeneen dëkkee noonu la gars yi bëggee win ñun Gambia la ñoo support suñu diree 10 not wala ñu door ñu 1 not is the same xam nga fi may nii suñu winee baax na suñu winee ñu ne next time xam nga so booy moom mënuma leen a wax dara xam nga dégg naa things about feeñ gaay seen baxa bi den gaay ñu egsi ko amuñ ngelaw xam nga loolu su nekkoon yeneen team si duñ play dañoo wax ne booy xam nga li mooy lan so ñu mënuñ taw a gaay dara booy ñoom laka mënuñ taw a gaay dara gaay suñ demee ñu win ñu support gaay suñ leen winee ñu xam ñu gàppa benn next time rek so ñun ñu ngi support gaay fans yi support leen gaay Cameroon team la rek comme ñun mun na ñëw win gaay mun na ñëw win nu mu fa mun di demee ñun we rep Gambia we support Gambia
ñoom ñu ngi am pro ñun tam ñu ngi am ay pro so man gisuma the need to panic because déma gis nañ fii ni Equatorial Guinea te naka la tuddati host nation tee leen foo nii trash leen so understand nga loolu dafa over normal so loolu la so
all right thank you so much for joining us and good luck on your projects te dama kontaan ne xam nga Gambien bi de sooy jaay baadu lañ la fee romba de non yow man dama la like bul worry man dama la like so understand nga sax nit ñi daal waaw moo gën a important so till we come your way tomorrow with another interesting program do not forget to join us at QCell to watch the game as a community. Ibrahima, I know you're panicking already, but do not mind. Yàlla dina def lu gën comme Robin nu mu ko waxee rek suñu winee salaam suñu winut salaam ba léegi ay Gambians lañ waaw loolu moo gën a important. See you tomorrow. Bye for now. Thank you. Have a nice day.